Hello there, greetings. All right, this is a short transmission. Yeah. Well, all right, I'm gonna leave it open for whoever has a message. Basically, I'll be doing more of a conscious connection tonight. I don't think I have enough energy for anything else. So, all right. Well, I was going to do something about Hitler and South America. I might do that, but right now I'm not sure if my eye is all right or not. Sorry. But change it. That might come in. Basically, I'm just opening it up and I'm getting something else. So, all right, real quick. I know I do this every time. Well, sometimes. But I'm going to do it again. For those that are new to all this, is ivantower.com. I'm going to go. Well, internet here is not doing too good here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's doing pretty good. We have private sessions, as you can see. And you can also, this is the short version. Come on. Oh. And this is what this is. You can submit a question here. We also have webinars. Sometimes these are a little bit quicker than private sessions are actually quicker than this, but some people don't want to do that, so this is a little bit more. Well, you go in depth into one question, and actually does help a great amount of people for sure. Also, it's pure social. Basically, this is an alternative shop if this one does not operate correctly. You have a submit question, healing, past life regression, message from JFK Channeling, consulting, 5-minute healing, one question from Day, chakra healing from Day, soul painting from Stephanie, angelic reiki from Miguel. All right. That was a quick version. Okay. All right. Here we go. I thought about skipping a video tonight, but screw it. Okay. All right. This is going to be. What is this going to be about? It's not going to be about. Oh yeah, the JFK files. All right. This is from the Nordics, from Nathaniel. As you said, I'm going to do more conscious. The other is just, I don't have energy for it. I think I already said that, so there it is again. Maybe I should say it one more time just for good luck. Okay, sorry. Okay, as for, all right, one moment. Let's see, with the JFK files, of course, well, the first name I get is Donald Rumsfeld. Of course, obviously, there are several others involved with this, with Donald Rumsfeld, and do quite a bit of it as for assisting with its cover-up. Of course, he's not there anymore, but I believe he was active in some regard during that time, or, of course, he was active, after the JFK situation. Either way, I see his movements there somewhere. Let's put it that way. And of course, for those that are aware, obviously, after JFK, went away, a lot of operations went into play. General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin, whatever, just business as usual. And obviously, with Kennedy, he was going there to shut a lot of it down. And of course, they didn't like that idea. So basically, there's a lot of people that were there to keep the cover up going. Basically, whatever happens to Kennedy, I mean, that was not the part of the cover up. The idea is to continue the government and its, the Vietnam War, or whatever it was, after that, to continue, obviously. Rumsfeld seems to play a big role in the black projects. That's why it's being brought up. That's what I'm getting. Because I've talked to somebody that I know. Screen's all messed up. Somebody that I know has seen Donald Rumsfeld in an astral dream as a reptilian. And I get this reptilian equates John McCain. That's deep state. Rumsfeld, deep state. Cheney is deep state. And probably nothing new. But Rumsfeld seems to be still inactive in some regard. Not to say that others are not. Rumsfeld seems to be playing still an active role. He was there during 9/11, and he's still playing. He's like it's almost as if he sold his soul. Of course, even the third dimensional version of him probably is not always fully aware of what he's, his deep state roots. I mean, he is in a lot of ways, but the only agendas, meaning why I'm bringing this up, because it was like he's removing it from his mind, let's put it that way. So they're not always familiar with everything that they're doing. For those that sell themselves out like that, of course, Bill Gates, total sellout, unfortunately. For those, brought a lot of good, of course. Well, depending on how you visualize good, but this, kind of jumping around. But Bill Gates, unfortunately, you want to like the guy and what he's doing, but he is in Africa, and there's things there that is very, hidden. Not to say the public's going to ever know. And it's just, you can say that's technically like a black project in its own way. But it's like engineering people and stuff like that. Publicly. Genetically engineering them publicly. For future tests, future humans. And they're always working on our DNA. To screw around with us, whatever it is. They're always looking into the future. And you say Bill Gates is one version of that. That's part of that project. Of course, there's other shadow projects, of course. But Gates is definitely, you want to like the guy, but it's just, even as, anyway, it's not important, but definitely there's a lot of shade there, unfortunately. I know the more money these people give away, the more they're covering up something. They're just using it as a cover up. Not necessarily their own finances, but they're covering up some kind of agenda. They use call it the foundation, but there's always an agenda behind that, unfortunately. You want to think it's good, and maybe there probably is somewhere, probably, but there's still a lot of shadiness, unfortunately, along with it. See, with the Nordics, they go bring up Rumsfeld because he is a danger to many, meaning he's a lot more ruthless in Astral. He's a lot more ruthless, I'm not sure he's fully aware of all of it. He's like a servant of the reptilians. That's what I got. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, he was during the time of when the money was lost for the Pentagon, like trillions or whatever it was, all deep state. So then 9/11 happened after that. So they're not going to go into full detail of everything. They would like to go more into the money situation. They don't feel it's all that important. But the idea is a lot of these political figures are going to start coming out. You might even see Kennedy in your astral, maybe, if you connect to him. Because he's righting a lot of wrongs in astral. He's continuing his presidency, basically. Well, at least his heart, let's put it that way. It's continuing, it's not stopped. It never has. He might not always say it through channelings or whatever it might be. He might say some, but he is very active, actually. And allowing the right people to be heard, however he does that. I'm not sure exactly, but the reason, I guess, the Nordics are bringing it, like I said, is a short message, is that doesn't mean you need to connect to political figures. No, but if you do see one, it's either they're trying to clear their karma or trying to or cause difficulties or enhance the human agenda, for us to get more the ascension agenda. Kennedy's part of that for sure. Rumsfeld's probably not. You know, I mentioned this before. Like with yeah, we're gonna jump around a little bit. Well, this is about Kennedy, right? So technically, because George W. Bush is kind of part of it because of 9/11, it's got big cover up, and like from my perspective, others might not agree, but whatever. I brought this up before. I don't think he fully understood. There might be a lot there covered up, obviously, but some think he knew all about it before it even happened. And my feeling is, I don't think he really knew. He knew something was going to come. Something's coming. He knew that. He just knew. I don't know how. Whatever. Maybe he got an email says something's coming. I don't know. I don't think it's through the White House stuff. It's more of his cabal connections. Who knows? Maybe they're sacrificing somebody and they brought it up. You know, on a Friday night. I don't know. Either way, my feeling is he knew about it. Knew something was coming. You know, he was put in there. You know, look how he got into. I mean, look how he won. I mean, he didn't really win. He just sort of put him in there. And I mentioned this also. This is all old stuff, but if you're new to all of this, I remember before George Bush ran. I know it's supposed to be about Kennedy, but I'll name this as I don't know what name this is. Before George Bush even ran, it was on like 60 Minutes. It was on something before the internet, obviously. They had a news show where a guy was talking about George W. Bush was interested in running for be president. And what they were saying was they're going to just give it to him. I cannot forget that. I know that was real. I don't think I was making that up. It was on like 60 Minutes or something. Of course, anyway, that's what. And this is before he started running, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, fully so. Anyway, it's almost so much I can remember. But anyway, I don't think I'll find it on the internet. You might. I doubt it. I don't remember if I ever looked recently, but yeah, they're going to give him the presidency, and then and then what will we have? As for George W., I don't think he knew about 9/11. Now, when it happened, when they were like whispering to him, it's like, oh, okay. It's like, so, and I know now my feeling is Cheney did knew a lot. Because Bush is the public figure. It's best, from my point of view, this is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting from my, whatever you want to call it, my network, is that he wasn't, Cheney knew, but because Bush is the public figure, it's best he doesn't know. That way when he's talking to people, he might say something stupid. He's really good at that. And to add to that, they say it has something to do about his genes and all that, why he's dumb, why he's a dumbass or whatever. Oh, he's always been stupid. That's my gist of it. He's always been the runt of the litter. He can smoke all the weed in the world. He'll always, there's not much there to wipe away. It's already been gone before he was created. It just always gets, like, he can have really good genes. He was born into that body, and all his genes go to hell. So maybe not entirely, but he's just always been kind of like a stupid soul. And just from what I'm picking up on, I take it from a grain of salt. It's just always, for the most part, it's probably always been that way. But I don't think he's always knew. But obviously afterwards, it was pretty obvious. But yeah, he doesn't keep a secret very well. But also the other thing, which I find I always felt very strange, is like, why do I feel like with Obama, he has more karma than Bush will ever have? And here, Bush is the one starting all these wars. But yeah, I guess with the drone wars going on with during Obama, I guess it was a lot worse. I don't know the whole story of it, but Obama has a lot more karma. And, he's going to Jimmy Fallon, he's going to, he's living the good life, he's driving around, surfboarding and all of that. Enjoy it while you can. I don't know if it's going to happen in this life or another life, but, enjoy it while you got it. Because, I don't know, just, obviously, we don't know everything, obviously. And it's just, I don't think he's an honest man either. I don't see that. But, I mean, well, honest on some things, I guess. Let's put it that way. But where else is going, at least with the Kennedy situation, well, it might be there with Kennedy, with the CIA, because they just did they're trying to cover their tracks, meaning clear karma in a certain way, but not fully giving out everything. Obviously, it does seem like something's on its way. Great. Another event, possibly. That's all we need. Because we had that thing in New York. Maybe, I don't know. I've always picked this up here and there. But there's always going to be something going on. They're not going into details of it, but who knows? I don't want to know, really. But it does seem like the CIA is in some regard. Because with Trump, they can easily shoot him down. And they didn't do that. Because, they're the CIA. Who is he? He's disposable. But, I mean, I don't think they really got anything out of the CIA thing at all. I mean, out of the JFK stuff, for the most part. They got some stuff, but, what are they going to tell you? But it does seem like they're trying to clear their track. They're clear some of their karma in a certain degree, not entirely, but a little bit. In some regard, they are just when it comes to that. Let's see, there is a timeline where Kennedy did survive, where he never got shot, or if he got shot, he survived it, or it never even happened. There's timelines where it's a whole different world, obviously. Where's that timeline? For our timeline, so like we just had to go through this. We just had to go through the darkness in some regard. It's just you can say through what happened to Kennedy is there to awaken us eventually. It's like reptilian manipulation. It's like you go through it to, when do you get tired of them beating on you all the time? I mean, when people get tired of them, just get tired of it. You can't trust the media. You can't trust the government. I mean, when are the people going to really get sick of it? And, well, I think things are slowly turning around. Slowly. Of course, being mad and all, it doesn't get you anywhere, or have the fear porn. It doesn't really get you anywhere either. So many are looking for other venues of, what's going on here. What it all comes down to is astral, for us at least. But the deep state works in astral also. And they have seen timelines where they've been terrified of them losing this world altogether. And some of them do, they're not as subtle as you might think they would be. It's like, no, they're terrified. They don't want to lose this world. So you can say in some ways, it does seem like they're trying to clear their karma in some regard, like with the CIA stuff. They did Bin Laden recently, which just came out of nowhere, I think. It does seem like they're trying to clear their karma, so basically someone get banished to hell or something like that. It does seem like there's something there. There's something there where they're trying to clear themselves, because it is rotten there. It is completely rotten. There might be some good there, but most of it is just not a pretty sight at all. They have so much power. I don't think they they think of humans as worth a whole lot either. And this is the CIA. I don't think they think anything of us, really. I mean, they're got gods practically, almost. I mean, they don't have to worry about a president. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, they can do whatever they want. I mean, I imagine even the president knows, like, hey, there's a line here. You can't cross that. So, I mean, the president already said he can't get files from Area 51. They've already said that, right? I mean, what is that? What is that? It's like deep state, that's like the line of the deep state, basically. It's like, you're the president. Why don't you just tell them? What's the big deal? So it's like, so it seems like this is going somewhere I never thought it was going to. It does seem like the CIA, in some regard, is trying to clean their dirty laundry in a little way, because it's so bad. Not all of them are bad. I think the ones that are not bad are really trying to redeem themselves too. A lot of them do some horrible things in that field. Yeah, they have power. They can do whatever they want, practically, depending on what ranking you are. I mean, you can abuse people's privacy. You can hire terrorists. You can become a terrorist if you want. I mean, they can start wars out of nothing. And it's like, how long can the sewer go? And it's not being brought up in the media because that's ran by them practically. And they see it's all just, no, that's not true, whatever. So, it's going to start cracking eventually. Basically, I know this is all weird. This is kind of out there. It does feel like Astral is opening itself up, meaning a lot more truth to come through. People aren't always, the alien stuff, but also about Kennedy and on about the government. Like, look at what's going on with Hollywood. And no one saw that coming. Not really. I mean, how many people saw that coming? I didn't see that coming. I don't want to see the future do you really want to see the future that clearly? It's probably best we don't. It's just, what is it going to, and a lot has to do with free will too. It's like, it's just, because one person does this and another person does that, and next thing you know, we have the Weinstein situation. Either way, I don't have enough energy for all that. It just seems like a lot of it is Astral. A lot of us want answers, right? Of course, we're going about it in a different way. Not to put hate or, you're getting these answers and you put more hate on the government. Last thing you need that. It's just basically healing, basically. That's what this whole thing is healing. But it does help knowing these things. It helps with closure. It's like a broken relationship. You can have closure to heal the Kennedy situation. Eventually, it would go mainstream on what really happened. 9/11 too, eventually. Hopefully there's no future event like, I don't think there's going to be an event like that, but there's always going to be something on the plate, unfortunately. But also, I mean, what this event I'm picking up on, it could be just more exposure, disclosure. Not the alien stuff. People are, you're just not going to connect with that. Some will. I think they already did that already during Obama stuff. And it was like a little stuff here and there. I think it's more of, like with Hollywood, I mean, who saw that? I mean, Kevin Spacey's going down. I mean, it's Kevin Spacey. I mean, you have to be Mr. Clean. Not far from it. Even Bill Cosby, unfortunately. That's for another night. But, it does feel like, it feels like Astral is opening itself up. Little by little. Eventually, the pyramids are kind of major league stuff. Eventually. But it does feel like our culture is going to change and shift. Many are not going to. It doesn't matter if it's it's going to affect society, but it's only a certain amount because many are just going to eat their bubble gum and watch their Netflix and not care. But it does seem like it's not just it just more will start surfacing, but also show some evidence behind it, like with the Kennedy situation. I don't think they're going to bring out that, but like with Hollywood, Hollywood's a great example. More stuff like Hollywood in ever other areas, um, something like that, something like that. But either way, it feels like the ceiling of astral is opening up, so we can know more about ourselves here. Not the alien stuff, but well, individually, yes. You will know more, yes. Is it going to be a huge disclosure? Unlikely. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It's like individually, yeah, you'll know more about yourself and astral, your alien self, yes. And I'll become more knowledgeable individually. And then eventually I'll go into more worldwide disclosure of eventually. It's like we got to heal the earth first, right? So basically these scandals open, like J. Edgar Hoover came out, way back. But, just Hollywood right now is amazing. It's still a lot of crud there. Corey Feldman situation, I think I brought that up. Corey Feldman is just, that's not good. Oh, yeah, I was going to go into that a little bit. About Corey Feldman, at least what I'm getting, there's only so much you can pick up on a daily basis with everything going on. But, lost my track. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. Yeah, he's obviously terrified. And he is connecting to the Illuminati energies. I don't think I mentioned this yesterday. Yeah, he's definitely connecting to Illuminati. And that's why he's scared. Whatever he's connected to, I feel Illuminati connections there. And not to say he's going to ruin their lives or anything. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday or not. I can't remember now. But I doubt that. But it's not, maybe I did. I can't remember anymore. But it does feel it's all Illuminati somewhere in all of that. And I was talking to somebody about it. I mean, they might have a fake death. If they're exposed and all of a sudden they end up dead or something, there's a possibility of that. It's just there's a lot of obviously, but it does seem like there will be. I feel Illuminati hand, the hand of Illuminati is there that he knows about, and that's one reason why he's not saying anything. That's my feeling. I don't think he's lying. I don't see that. Why would you throw away your whole career? Why would you do that? I mean, he's throwing away his whole career, which what little of it exists. There's no reason for that. And he's just pissed off. He's also terrified. He's trying to make that movie, which does not make him look too good. He might not be going about the right way. But I think he's mostly just scared. And it's like, yeah, he said something about almost getting ran over. Yeah. Yeah, I think these aren't just Hollywood people that would try to take you out. This is higher level. Hollywood people, yeah, they can do it. It just feels like the roots are a little bit, they're going in it's a whole nother, they're going, basically the people that created Lady Gaga, and just, Lady Gaga is so sold herself out. And it just might not to say that who he knows is either that web that he's aware of is connected to her and others, obviously. I just use her as an example because I see her, she's just totally sold out. That one just blinks in my mind how it's sold out. Jay-Z, etc. But some reason her videos, it's like so obvious of how much she's sold herself out. And but either way, Where Feldman is, I don't know what's the story on this movie. I don't quite understand it. I think most of it's for security, to get security personnel around him to protect him. I think he's absolutely, yeah, he's terrified because I believe he totally knows and he's not, anything's possible where he's going to, I mean, how long he's going to live, anything's possible. It's not looking too good. So his stress levels feels like he's like at a heart attack. I mean, I'm serious too. It feels like he's at a heart attack range right now of pressure. It's like he's trying to say what's going on, either get somebody else to weasel the person out so he doesn't have to do it. There's so many layers there. And the people are behind it. It's like, I don't know if they're scared or not, but they're not safe people. Yeah, they're dangerous people. That's my feeling on it. Obviously, it's not everyone that he's been involved with, but the names he knows, and he just know. Yeah, I don't know if he's. Either way, I feel the truth in him, and I'm not sure if he'll ever get it out. But if he does, who knows how long he's going to last after that. I don't know if I ever mentioned this. I can't remember half the things. Like with Stanley Kubrick, whatever his name is, that made Eyes Wide Shut. And what was it? That he might have showed too much about the elites and their mansions and their parties. And either the elite saw it, probably did, and they cut a lot of it out. And either way, he lost his life not too long after the movie was made. It's just they didn't show it for some reason, but apparently he just showed either that movie showed too much. Obviously, it showed quite a bit actually. Very strange, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's very but it does go to the the elites and their fornication with each other. But how these are all high, powerful people, and kind of Corey Feldman is kind of going through the same things. Like he knows who these people are, and people die all the time. Might be an illness, might be he just cut himself shaving, whatever it is, ridiculous stuff. He has a lot of light on him, but still, that doesn't stop him, from. I mean, if they're pissed off at you enough, they don't care. I mean, what are you going to do? Like Alex Jones, I don't think his life isn't. I mean, it probably was at one time. I don't think so. He's gone in such a Republican direction now that it's kind of almost. I think I mentioned this before. Alex Jones, I felt like he was really going to. I think he did come close to not being on air at one time. Meaning that he was crossing the line. And now he's a Trump supporter, and it's like this whole another person almost. Yeah, old Alex Jones is gone. Because I think old Alex Jones is absolutely terrified. He would be under like William Cooper or Bill Cooper, probably, eventually. So he's not doing that stuff anymore. I don't think he talks. I don't listen to him that much, but here and there, he talks about the elites, but it's kind of like it's not as like what it used to be. So he didn't trust any politician, no matter who they are. Right, left, president, doesn't matter. It's all sold. So at least, with Trump, it does feel like it is a lot different. Doesn't mean you like the person, but there is something different. There's a different energy there working with him, let's put it that way. Not necessarily the man. The man's, just people still are, him there, it's not. Everybody feels ill. Well, that's his own doing. But whatever it is that's working around him, I feel that. That's why I see positive around him. Not him is just, well, you got to look at the positive for everybody. But either way. All right. That's all. I went to some Kennedy stuff a little bit here and there. I was going to go, that's enough. I think that's, it's kind of, and another day, I'm not sure how far they can go with the Kennedy stuff. Probably not very far, but it kind of give you kind of a little bit more idea. That's good enough right now. Not the best information video, but maybe it was. All right, take care, everyone, and have a great night. See you tomorrow.